Right, this is a quick video on how to handle conditionals and the processing of events within Scratch. So what has been provided is a basic project with four sprites within it: a frog, an elephant, a monkey, and the cat, as you can see here, and four variables, which are counters essentially, have been created. So there's one called hover over the elephant, over the frog, over the cat, and over the monkey. And the goal here is to detect when the mouse hovers over the sprite, and when it does so, increase the relevant counter, the appropriate counter. So if I hover over the monkey, then the next value we should see here is 1. If I hover over it a second time, I should see 2, and so on and so on. So that's what we want to do. So it's very important to set everything to, or reset everything to 0 at the beginning. So when the green flag is clicked, I'm going to do one of these. So let's take the frog. So when the green flag is clicked, the first thing we do is we set hovered over the frog to 0, because clearly it's the very beginning and we've never hovered over the frog before. Then what we need to do is continually check whether or not there is a mouse over the frog sprite. So we need to have a forever loop to constantly check, am I going over, or is the mouse cursor going over the frog? So we have that forever loop to do that part. And then what we need to do is to check if. So if the mouse cursor is over the frog, we are going to add that here. So if the mouse cursor is over the frog, we're going to increase our frog counter here. Okay, so where do we do that? We do it under sensing. So if this sprite, which in my case now is the frog, as you can see here, so if it's touching the mouse pointer, that means that the mouse is hovering over somewhere over the frog there. We want to go back to the variables part and change the hovered over frog variable by 1, which means it's going to increase by 1. Okay, so we'll just try that now. So I'm going to save that and run the app. Okay, so if I now go over, so you can see, because I'm not taking my cursor off the frog, the number continues to go up. Now if I move it away, it'll go away. Okay, now that's not precisely the behavior we want, because the number is going up a bit too. We basically want to stall it for a second to not detect multiple ones, because if I'm moving inside the frog, it shouldn't be an additional hit every time. But that's the basic behavior we want. We just need to fix what's wrong with it. So what's happening when it continues to go over like that? It's because it's continuing to get another event every few milliseconds. So we don't want that behavior. When we detect that the mouse is hovering over the frog, we want to wait until it comes off, and there's a way to do that. So in other words, when it goes on, we increase our counter by 1, but then we wait for it to go back off, and this is how we'll do that. We wait until, and we want to say wait until we're not touching the frog. So there's a bunch of operators down here, and one of them is not. So we want to wait until we're not touching the mouse pointer. So wait until not touching mouse pointer, and save again. So this should reset to 0. So now I'm going to go down to my frog and see. Right, so now you can see that the frog counter is only going up by 1. Now I've come off the frog entirely. If I go back in again, it should increase it by 1 more. Okay, right, and so on. If I leave it and come back in, it should increase it by 1, and so on, and so on. So that's the basic approach. So you can add the other ones yourselves. You need the same type of code in the cat. Obviously, you modify which variable you're adding to, and so on. But that's the basic approach in order to detect that the mouse is in a particular location and act on it. Thank you.